Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Sophie Erber.
And I'm Tim Seaman. Easter is next weekend, and local congregations have already started to prepare.
KCAU 9 News reporter Mallory Smith tonight is telling us what steps local churches are taking to help keep worshipers safe in our top story at 6.
Over the past year, businesses had been adapting to the changes caused by the pandemic. But for many Siouxland churches, this will be the first time seeing large crowds since March. Siouxland churches are preparing for what's going to be their busiest day in nearly a year.
We hope that Easter Sunday will be the kind of the attendance turning point. That's our hope.
Dave Miller is the senior pastor for Southern Baptist Church. He says he's been enforcing CDC guidelines for a while now.
We're not making a whole lot of changes for a Good Friday. We have a Good Friday service, which is generally pretty well attended, and an Easter service, because we're just kind of continuing to do what we've been doing.
Another local pastor, David Zerpel, says he plans to do the same, but with a few minor additions.
We'll have all of the hymns and songs on the screen. We won't be using our hymn books. We're just going to play on the side of caution, and we want everybody to be safe and healthy.
Some churches may not allow food and may enforce social distancing rules more than others, so parishioners should check with their church. One Siouxland resident says he isn't too worried about the crowds due to his family recently receiving vaccinations.
I'm just hoping for some good weather so that we can still do the Easter egg hunt with the kids and gather outside and try to be safe in that way. And, you know, I'm fortunate enough, a lot of my family is vaccinated now, so it takes some of the stress out of gathering.
In case you can't attend in person, most churches are offering ways to access their service virtually with Facebook Live or Zoom. Mallory Smith, KCAU 9 News.
There is new doubt that a pair of executive orders signed by South Dakota's governor will be able to take effect. The executive orders are directed at K-12 schools and South Dakota's public 6 universities. They limit those to participate in women's sports to people who are assigned female at birth. However, it is uncertain if education officials have the power to act on Governor Noem's executive orders.
So it's not clear that the Secretary of Education can do much in that respect, except on a year-by-year basis, the school board can make that delegation.
The 2 executive orders are likely to face a challenge in court based on previous laws passed in other states.
Congress is in recess, giving many members of the Congress an opportunity to return home and visit with constituents. And that includes South Dakota Senator John Thune. The 3-term senator made a stop at Dakota Valley High School today. Thune, who currently serves as Senate Minority Whip, reminded students about the importance of civics. Once the Senate returns to work, Thune says he expects some traditionally bipartisan legislation to come before Congress.
I think with the next thing the Democrats plan to bring to the Senate floor is an infrastructure bill. You know, infrastructure historically has been a bipartisan issue. I've worked on a lot of them in the time that I've been in the Congress. So far this year, we haven't seen a lot of evidence that they're planning to include us, Republicans, with our ideas and our input. We'll see. I hope that changes.
After his discussion with those students, the senator then made a stop at North Sioux City Economic Development and Sterling Computers.
Authorities tonight have released the names of the 2 Iowa State University students who drowned over the weekend. Yaakov Ben David and Derek Nani were on a crew boat with 3 other members of the club crew team that was out on Little Wall Lake. Now, the boat capsized and only 3 members were able to swim to safety. Ben David was a sophomore from Washington, D.C. Nani was a freshman from the state of Illinois.
Well, what a dramatic difference a day can make. Yesterday, kind of feeling like summer today, not even close.
Not even close, but I hear that those summer-like temperatures are returning. Let's check in now, at least for this evening's forecast, with Chief Meteorologist Scott Larson.
Yes, it's a lot colder outside today, Tim and Sophie. Some deceptive sunshine. It looks nice, but when you actually step outside, well, I hope that you have a coat with you. We do have those temperatures right now in the 40s for most. And as we review the high temperatures today, you can see a mix of 40s and 50s, with Sioux City able to achieve a high of 50 this afternoon. The wind still has some kick to it, as you can find that from the northwest. We have that between 25 and 40 miles per hour. With that in mind, we do still have some very dry conditions, and we do encourage you not to do any outdoor burning, and a wind advisory will also stay in effect for about another hour. Things will start to improve as the wind calms down and the warmer temperatures come back, and we'll have a preview of that in the 9 on 9 forecast. Tim?
Well, after missing its inaugural year due to COVID-19, Iowa's newest statewide bike ride is hitting another roadblock. This summer's Iowa Ride will happen, but only as a weekend event. After several communities expressed concerns about overnight crowds during the pandemic, organizers in those communities say they were unable to secure alternate locations. Now, the ride is still set. It's for July the 16th through the 18th, but only in Eldora. Organizers tell us that riders who registered for the 2020 event are automatically registered for that weekend event.
President Joe Biden is seeing overall approval from Americans. That includes Iowans. According to the Morningside College poll, roughly 50% of respondents say they approve of President Joe Biden. More than 680 Iowans were asked for their opinions on a wide range of topics, everything from climate change to Iowa's response to COVID-19 and more. This is the fourth political poll held by Colonel Bud Day Center.
Or almost every day, it seems. So, we did a lot of editing of questions and ordering, going to the very end just to help determine the appropriate questions to be asking, what might be on the minds of Iowans.
We will have more poll questions and the responses posted on our website. That's SiouxlandProud.com or the new KCAU 9 mobile news app.
This is the first year that Iowans have legally been able to place bets on the NCAA basketball tournament or March Madness. March just also happens to double as a problem gambling awareness month. Since becoming legal, sports betting has become more accessible and socialized, thanks in part to the use of mobile betting apps. Those who counsel addicts say that ease of access can make this time very difficult for some gamblers.
Gambling is, it's a process addiction, and any process addiction are things that we may do in our life that, we may not see it as a problem.
Tonight at 10, KCAU 9 reporter Lydia Vasquez shares ways that folks can turn to help in assisting those people struggling with gambling addiction.
Iowa's Lieutenant Governor made a stop in Sioux City today where he gave back to the community. Lieutenant Governor Adam Gregg paid a visit to the LifeServe Blood Center. This as part of his 99-county tour. Gregg gave blood during his stop, saying he is trying to lead by example as Iowa's blood supply and banks are low.
What we want to do is raise the profile of this issue, remind Iowans that there is still a need out there, and that's ongoing, and to lead by example. So that's why I'll be sitting in the chair today.
According to the Lieutenant Governor, Gregg, Iowa was one of the leaders in plasma donation during the pandemic. Now, though, there is not so much of a need for plasma as there is for blood. Well, most people might not know where exactly their food comes from, but one South Dakota family is hoping to bridge that gap with their own brand.
We'll explain how a family farm is changing with the times and serving up a breakfast classic. That's coming up.
And we're expecting to have a couple of frosty nights in Siouxland, but we should be able to slowly warm things back up as we bring the heat for Easter weekend. Your 9 on 9 forecast right after the break.
You're watching KCAU 9 News with Tim Seaman, Sophie Erber, Chief Meteorologist Scott Larson, and Sports Director Jake Jones. This is KCAU 9 News at 6.
I recently had somebody have their door swing open in the wind and dent my car.
Oh, no, it's a new car.
Not today, but I'm guessing there was a lot of that going on today.
A lot. Be careful of those carts in the parking lot, too, because those wind gusts got really actually strong, not just in our heads.
That's right. The wind isn't messing around out there. We've had it pretty strong these last couple of days. Looks like tomorrow it'll still be rather extreme. Some gusts potentially past 30 miles per hour. But as we turn the page to Thursday, we should finally see some calmer conditions. We're looking outside on the North Star Community Credit Union camera. This is stationed up in Cherokee. And you can find that we have mostly clear skies, still abundant sunshine overhead. Here's what's happening in Sioux City at this hour. The temperature is reported at 46 degrees. trees. The wind spilling in from the northwest at 26 miles per hour. That is partially responsible for the big cool down that we've seen. 26% is the relative humidity, with the dew point a desert-like 13. Looking at temperatures now, they're between 40 and 50 outside. 43 in Sioux Falls, 44. Website SiouxlandProud.com. If you look closely, you can see in the branches there we have a bald eagle hanging out in Lake Park, Iowa. A reminder again, just go to our website, go to the weather tab, and hover over. Send us your photos, and you can share those with us, and we'll make sure to send as many of them through right here on KCAU 9 News. Tim and Sophie.
Really cool shot. Thanks a lot, Scott.
It is. Thanks, Scott. Well, breakfast is the most important meal of the day, or at least that's as the saying goes. And now there's a family farm that wants to help put breakfast on your table.
Why the South Dakota family is getting into oats. Coming up next. To celebrate Women's History Month, KCAU 9 is proud to honor the 4 finalists nominated for Remarkable Women of Siouxland. Join us tonight to hear their stories of accomplishment, leadership, and inspiration. Remarkable Women of Siouxland tonight on KCAU 9 News at 5 and 10. After years in the family business, a South Dakota farmer is making his mark now in the oat industry.
Sophie Heineman visits the 5th-generation farmer to find out about the creation.
The Sumption family farm started in Frederick, South Dakota in 1882. The 5th-generation farm is mainly focused on corn and soybean crops, but is now bringing back oats after many years without it.
Oats is a crop I really wanted to get back into because there's a lot of environmental benefits to it, soil health benefits, the rotations, being able to cover crop, different things. So it was a good fit for that crop. And then, the next step was, where does oats fit in for, the consumer?
That's where the idea for Anthem Oats began. Taylor and his 4 brothers have been working on the idea for 8 years.
And, as farmers, we did kind of a terrible job of telling our story for a few generations. And there's a gap there between, what we do and what the consumers are looking for.
Consumer studies revealed consumers are looking for sustainable, environmentally friendly products with a connection. All things the Sumption family hopes to provide for customers.
They can see our farm, they know us, they can ask questions. We're not a big, faceless corporation.
Taylor says bringing back the oats has been beneficial to the farm, and his wife Cassandra's help has made the transition a little easier.
So he's kind of juggling 2 things at once here. So I'm just here to help him as much as I can.
Products including steel-cut, old-fashioned, and minute oats are expected to be available to customers this June.
And my dream is that I think the future of family farms really hinges on this vertical integration, adding value to crops we grow in South Dakota. That's what's going to save our small communities. That's what's going to keep family farmers doing what we do now.
Pretty cool. I'll try it.
Look for that for breakfast, I guess.
Switching gears, KCAU 9 Sports Director Jake Jones in the house.
Jake, what's up tonight?
Well, the Briarcliff baseball team looking to get back on track today. I've got the Chargers Game 1 highlights versus Peru State coming up next in sports. A reduction in mandatory off-season workouts as a compromise.
Maybe, Jake, one of those things where fans are happy, but the players are not as happy.
Yeah, it seems like they've got a few more things to work out before the players can all get on board, but I mean, absolutely, the fans are the big winner.
By the way, I hear that Coach Strand has a pretty good golf swing, too, by the way.
Yeah, he's got a pretty good hockey team, too.
Up or down, yeah. Thanks, Jake.
We check in for one final look at your forecast. First, let's take you outside right now in Siouxland.
Served with courage and honor, and now we're sharing their stories.
Join us each week as veterans talk with us about their experiences in the military. We're getting an inside look at their strength and motivation.
Veterans Voices on KCAU 9, brought to you by Silver Star Car Wash.
Welcome back. Not too many surprises in the 9 on 9 forecast here, though it is going to be fairly chilly the next couple of nights. Tonight and tomorrow night, low temperatures will be around 20, but then it looks like we'll have smooth sailing into the weekend, sunny skies, 70s and 80s.
All right, thanks, Scott. Thank you for joining us. We hope you have a good rest of your evening.
Good night for now.